ago, many groups of people did not have the rights that we all take for granted today. But what was the most historic way in which we achieved these liberties? Nonviolence resistance.
A great example of a nonviolent leader is its founding father, Mahatma Gandhi. This man was able to inspire nonviolent leaders all around the world and is still renowned to this day. But the question is, how did Mahatma Gandhi affect today's society as a product of the past? Today, we're going to take you on a trip back in time to discover the roots of this founding father of nonviolent movements. Let's go!
Born in 1869 in northwest India, Gandhi led a privileged early life. With a father who was a government-employed chief minister in the region and a mother who focused on religious activities, Gandhi was encouraged to live humbly at a young age. After being unsatisfied with his university in Mumbai, India, Gandhi went to England to attend the Inner Temple in London. Following Gandhi's graduation, he went to South Africa in the hopes of beginning his career as a lawyer. It was here in South Africa where Gandhi had his nonviolent awakening. It was just like any other afternoon. However, this day, Gandhi needed to purchase a train ticket. He bought a seat in first class, but he was removed from the car because Indians were not allowed to sit there. This was the first time that Gandhi experienced discrimination, given that he came from a well-off Indian family. This event motivated Gandhi to create the Indian Congress in Natal to combat segregation. In 1915, Gandhi returned to India where he continued to push against British rule and organized mass demonstrations in the hopes of one day achieving independence. In the early 1930s, due to civil unrest in India, the roundtable conferences were held in England to discuss the future of India. After realizing that no Indians were present, Gandhi traveled to London to make his voice heard. I dare to say, it is coeval with the British advent, and immediately this relationship, the unfortunate artificial unnatural relationship between Great Britain and India is transformed into a natural relationship when it comes, if it does become, a voluntary partnership to be given up, to be dissolved at the will of either party, when it becomes that you will find that Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Europeans, Anglo-Indians, Christians, untouchables will all live together as one man. Fortunately, Gandhi's dreams of Indian liberation finally came true in 1947. However, the country was split in two, India and Pakistan. The success that came with Gandhi's movement, despite the challenges along the way, motivated other leaders to continue his legacy. Evidence is especially noteworthy in the civil rights movement of the United States, led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
In July of 1959, Martin Luther King Jr. wrote an article about his trip to India, the land of Gandhi liberated. The article, published in Ebony magazine, shows King's inspiration for Gandhi. As King describes, India's Gandhi was the guiding light of our technique for nonviolent social change. We spoke of him often, so as soon as our victory over bus segregation was won, some of my friends said, "Why don't you go to India and see for yourself what the Mahatma, whom you so admire?" Like Dr. King states, Gandhi was a constant inspiration for the movement. Just as Gandhi witnessed his own success with nonviolent resistance with the end of British rule, ending bus segregation in Alabama marked Dr. King's own triumph with the same mythology. The bus boycott, which began in December of 1955, discouraged African Americans to use public transportation with segregated colored passengers. Likewise, in 1921, Gandhi organized the boycott of British goods in India as the leader of Indian National Congress. Ultimately, both movements were extremely useful, and it is evident that Dr. King used Gandhi's fundamental philosophy in nonviolent resistance to achieve his own goals. African American equality continues to be an issue to this day, specifically in the justice system, where repeated prejudice is evident against black men. A few years ago in 2012, Trayvon Martin was shot in Florida for looking suspicious by a neighborhood watch, Giorgio Zimmerman. After lengthy court trials, Zimmerman was declared not guilty. The national response to this conviction was similar to the protest that Gandhi had organized in the early days, where he pushed for Indian independence in a non-violent form.
So if we ask ourselves, to what extent has Gandhi influenced our current society as a product of the past, we can say that he has to a very large extent. Not only did he end British rule in India, but he also inspired other non-violent leaders around the world. is now in the 21st century, Gandhi's fundamental beliefs are fully being implemented in other parts of the world. For example, in Saudi Arabia, just now in 2015, did they grant women the right to vote.
Likewise, both Gandhi's inspiration of Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King had huge impacts in their corresponding countries, as he influenced both of these worldwide leaders. Now that you know everything that Gandhi has been through and has inspired, ask yourself this question: in what ways has Gandhi affected you, your family, and your school, and even your country? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.